All
right, my man. State your name. Let them know you on Real Talk with Nick.
Salute. This is Sandy, and I'm on Real Talk with Nick.
That's what's up, man. Nick fan.
Nick fan for life.
For life.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. All right. Okay. Who's your favorite player on the Knicks, man?
Right now, I gotta say RJ.
What you like about his game?
I like that, he's calm, collective, not only on the court, but also off the court. You know what I mean? On the court, I like how he's clutch. Every season he's coming in more clutch, you know what I mean? Facilitating, and he does everything the coach asks him to do. And he's a young player. I feel like he's humble, and I feel like he's good for the city.
Okay.
Sure.
Now, was you that optimistic about RJ Barrett doing his draft class? When we had Zion Williams, Cam Reddish, Ja Morant, Ja Morant was the second pick, right?
Yeah.
Zion was the first
pick, right.
RJ being the third. I mean, when we got RJ, did he grow on you, or did you follow him when he was in Duke?
I feel like he grew on me for sure. I followed some of his games in Duke, seen him play along Zion. It was cool, but I feel like he really grew on me, and he's also, I feel like he's growing on like a lot of fans and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you think he got snubbed? If not for the Rookie of the Year, do you think he got snubbed for Rookie First Team?
Absolutely. I think he got snubbed for Rookie First Team. I can't name 5 other rookies in his draft class that year that was dealing with the pressures of being in New York, the way he was composing himself, and then also his effort on the court. I thought it was
Okay. Now you said moments ago that RJ Barrett, you see each season, he's elevated.
Elevate every time.
So okay, from his rookie to where he's at right now, what do you see change?
I see him taking more shots that he wants. I see him being used more in the clutch. His efficiency is also going up. It could do a little bit more work on that, but if you look at every year, it's still going up. And I feel like just that demeanor that he has on the court, that's what we want to see. Just 100% effort every game.
Do you think he's the franchise player? If not, will he be?
I think he's going to grow into the franchise player. I think right now we still have to bring in some more pieces, but I feel like eventually, give him like 2-3 years, I think he's going to be that guy. They're going to give him that extension, and I think he's going to really put on for the city, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Now moving right along, my boy Julius Randle. Now I know when we speak of Randle, man, everybody, we get the 3-headed monster. Some say, keep him. Some say trade him. Some say give him one more chance, being that he was part of the success when the Knicks went to the 4th seed.
Absolutely.
What's your sentiments about that?
I'm gonna have to go with give him one more chance. I feel like he's an emotional guy. I feel like the thumbs down with the fans and all that. I feel like that didn't sit right with a lot of people, but at the end of the day, him himself, he got to look himself in the mirror and say, I'm getting paid millions of dollars. These people come to see me, I gotta understand that this is a different type of sports franchise where anything I do is gonna be elevated and blown up, So
right.
Give him one more chance. He was really clutch for us. I feel like he gotta know how to play with those nerves and also understand, his role on the team. I don't want to say he's not the number 1 guy, but and on a championship team, I want to say he's the number 1, maybe number 2, but.
Okay.
I think,
Okay, is it safe to say that we had that success because we was in the bubble, like it wasn't no fans?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it because you're playing in an open gym basically. There's nobody there. It's a lot easier. But when people are talking to you, that's when the emotions kick in, and that's when you can get really upset, you can throw off your game. So I feel like if he just has to look himself in the mirror and say I gotta be better than this. I can't let that get to me.
All right, now I want to jump with the coaching. With Tom Thibodeau, man. Is he the right coach for the Knicks, man? Everybody's saying, the Knicks need to go young, follow the footprints like the 76ers did, But we got players who was on the Knicks that we let go, like Cam Reddish, man.
Yeah.
He played only, 12 games before being injured?
Got hurt. But he's talent. That kid got talent. I say, honestly, for our team right now, I feel like it was good for that veteran squad that we had. When they went to the playoffs and they made some noise, but I don't think he's the right coach long term. I feel like he can instill some good foundational pieces into these young players that we have now, but long term I don't necessarily see it because the way he uses his players is too much. If we want to get to the finals, I was just saying that these players, it's not easy to get all the way to the finals, and if you're playing 30-40 minutes a game every single game, how tired are you going to be if we make it that far? You know what I mean?
Oh, so you're saying he's running his players?
He's running his players down. Yeah, I feel like it's just too much. It's too much. You know, like I seen Julius out there. We're up 20. You know what I mean? 3 minutes left. Why is Julius out there? You know, why is RJ out there? He got hurt because he was out there one time. The team was it was a game that we couldn't even win, and RJ was still out there. You know what I mean? I think in those moments he's not the best. He's not the right coach because our players are gonna get tired. You know what I mean?
Or was you big on Mike Woodson over Tom Thibodeau?
Oh yeah, I love Woody. I love Woodson. I feel like he was a very good. He uses players the right way. He's a players coach. I feel like he didn't necessarily. If somebody didn't have it that night, he's not gonna force the issue. He's gonna pass it off to the younger guys. And that's one thing I feel like we got to develop right now with Tom Thibodeau. He don't play the young dudes. So
Okay.
it's tough.
Now I know you heard about Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
He was an unrestricted agent. They gave him the bag. They gave him 60 mil
Yep.
over 4 years. Is he worth that? Some say he's worth a little more. Like Detroit was going to throw him.
100 mil.
They was going to give him 65.
Okay.
5 mil more, but
Nah, I wouldn't go. I think we paid high for him. I like that we re-signed him because he was our second round draft pick. First time we re-signed a draft pick like 2003, I believe it was. I can't remember who it was, but I think the contract is a little steep. But if he develops like a post game, a little something, give us something else other than the lobs and great D and stuff like that, cleaning up the boards. I feel like if he gives us a little bit more, maybe like a post game, a little hook shot, something. I feel like he'll be in that range of okay, I deserve it because he came up big for us. In a lot of situations, a lot of blocks, a lot of protecting the paint, cleaning up missed shots and stuff like that. So it's hard to find a big man like that these days.
Okay.
We got a lot of shooters now.
all right. And how do you feel about a player by the name of Evan Fournier? Some say he's a liability on defense. I hear the critics speak, and they say, you know what, he would be better off in his second unit. How do you feel about that?
I was saying that last year. I think we should have inserted Grimes into the starting lineup because he brings that D, 3 and D. That's all we need for the starting lineup. We can't have Kemba, Evan Fournier. You know what I mean? There's too much of a weak link in our guards. So I think off the bench it'd be better. The price that we pay for him is a little steep, but for his shooting, he broke the Knicks record last year. So I think off the bench we can utilize him a lot better than starting the games. Because we got to start the games off strong defense, like when we had Reggie Bullock, locking down defenders, taking their star out the game. You know what I mean? I feel like Fournier off the bench would definitely be clutch hitting.
Okay. And are you big on Grimes, Quentin Grimes?
Ooh, that's my guy right there.
Yeah, what you like about him, man?
I like that Grimes. He comes in. His first shot normally goes in. You know what I mean? He's gonna lock defenders down on the defense. The guards they don't get all loosey goosey. The lane is not always wide open. You know what I mean?
Or when he's on the floor.
When he's on the floor. And I feel like he's in control of his game. He knows exactly what he can do. He don't try to do too much. And that's what everything will come in time. But if you try to rush it,
all right. Now I want to talk about the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Seen the draft. Knicks gave up the 11th pick to make room for the cap space.
Yeah.
They got rid of a lot of players, man. You got rid of, I believe, Alex
Burks. Yep.
Noel. Taj Gibbs.
Taj.
Are you upset that Tom Thibodeau let the vets go? And this is a part 2 question.
Mm-hmm.
Being that Tom Thibodeau is so high on the vets, and he let so many vets go,
yeah.
What do you think is going to happen, like, as far as that?
I feel like Thibodeau has one more year. He has 2 more years left on his contract, I believe. But I think he has this year to prove, maybe till like the All-Star break to prove that, he can make something out of his team. But I feel like letting the vets go, that's the front office showing that they're in charge and they want him to go younger and play the younger talent that we have on the team because we have so much talent, but we have to utilize them the right way.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And my boy Obi.
Ooh.
Now, Obi played the power forward position.
Yeah.
Some say swap him for Julius. Get Julius out, let Obi start.
Yeah.
Obi had some big breakout games towards the end of the season.
Towards the end, yep.
But the word is, right, when we speak of the verdict, when we speak upon Knicks fans, they saying, well, why would somebody D him? They feel like the pressure wasn't really on him because the Knicks was already out of the competitive. So do you think that was his game? Or do you think,
I think Obi's the real deal, but I don't think he's ready to be a starter yet in the league. I feel like, maybe on a young team. We are a young team, but we're trying to make the playoffs. So feel like him maybe learning maybe one more year coming off the bench. I don't think it won't be too bad, but I don't think.
But what do you like about him?
What
What's
I
his
like
F
about him, I
scale?
like he can jump. You know what I mean? He's working on that jump shot that he has. Sometimes he shows you these post moves that maybe okay you got something, but I feel like he's a little too raw. He needs to like I feel like settle down and be more efficient in those spots. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I will say. In the spots like when they it's an ISO, you got to be able to dominate the small guards. You know, don't get lost, pass it out. Julius, you know, he has a little bit more of a repertoire, so that's what I can say about that.
Okay. Do you think he's more than just a fast break player? Because some say, oh, all he's good for is running fast breaks. Do you think there's more to his repertoire than
I
that?
feel like he does got to work on his half court game. Definitely like a post game, little jump shot, little dribble move, something like that. But I definitely think right now he's a fast break player. As soon as he comes in the game, we're one of the fastest teams. You know, they play. You watch the games, he's already on the other side of the court. We get a rebound, Obi's out. So
Yeah.
or flying. You know, you got to
That's a
watch out
benefit.
That's a benefit. I like
Do he
that.
remind you of a player in the past, man? Is it
He
safe
remind
to
me
say
of-
as Amari?
Yeah, a little bit, but he don't got all the tools.
That's safe to say.
But he has that energy that they need. Throw it up, he gonna catch it. You know what I mean? Don't get on somebody. The team gets hype, and now a 10-point lead is 2, man. You know what I mean? We're right back in it. So
Okay.
I think it'll be good for us.
Now, back to the 11th pick. We almost done. We gave up the French kid, Osman Dane,
Yeah, to OKC.
to OKC.
Right.
Think that was a smart move, man?
For us, I really don't think it's a smart move. We already had so many assets to move. That's what I.
So you wasn't big on the draft? You ain't like the way?
I didn't like the draft. I feel like we could have gotten another young player, you know, to insert in there. But on the other hand, I mean, I guess I was 50-50 on the draft because I did want us to get a point guard. But if we get another young player, where are we going to slot him in? You know what I mean? I feel like we have some depth that we can really use. So I kind of want to see what our guys have.
Okay. Was you mad to see Kemba Walker go, man? Because some say Tom Thibodeau wasn't big on him from the gate. So he really didn't give him a chance to shine like he didn't give Cam Reddish a chance. So do you think Kemba Walker got the short end of the stick, or do you think he was just at the end under the road and speaking his career?
I think I love Kemba. I respect his game, everything about him. And he had some big games for us last year, but I think he's at the end of his road in terms of being a starting guard on the team. We already have a great backup in D Rose, so I feel like Kemba should be in a team where, you know, maybe a team where he can come off the bench and not have to play so many minutes, not play against all these big, tough guards that, you know, that are starting in the NBA now. So I feel like for a player that has arthritis in both his knees, you know, you gotta understand, look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, I'm not a starting guard in the league no more. You know, he did have 30, 40 sometimes for us, but then he would be out for like 10 or 15 games, and that's not beneficial, you know?
So is it safe to say the Knicks shouldn't have let Alfred Payton go? Some said Alfred Payton was gelling.
Yeah. I was big on Alfred Payton because Alfred, he got us. People forgot he got us some sneaky buckets sometimes. When the Knicks are down and nobody got anything going, come in, get a layup. You know what I mean? Energize the team, get a steal. So I was big. I like Alfred. People didn't like him because he was brick, but he gave us that defense, and that's all we needed in the league.
Okay. Now this is the last question, man. When we speak of point guards again, right? You mentioned a player that's very, very valuable to the Knicks, even though he's a vet, and that's Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose mentored Emmanuel Quickly in the backcourt when we speak of the point guard position.
Yeah.
Right. So with under the mentorship of Derrick Rose, who was playing a role like Gerald Jack, that was on the Knicks at one time, do you think the Knicks is overshadowing Emmanuel Quickly to go for the $104 million contract when speaking of a player, Jalen Brunson? Now I know Emmanuel Quickly is a shoot combo guard, but he played the point guard position while in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Some might say, what's the purpose of him being under D Rose for 2 years? Just to bring someone else in to start as the Knicks point guard.
Yeah.
How you feel about Jalen Brunson starting as a point guard over Emmanuel Quickly, and do you think Emmanuel Quickly should remain in the backcourt and possibly could become the sixth man of the year this upcoming season?
Yeah, I feel like I like what I see from IQ. He's a killer out there. He's clutch. He was clutch for us definitely his rookie year, but I think they should have gave him a chance.
Yeah, they should
I think they should have gave him a chance because IQ. If you look at Tyrese Maxey, I know they're not the same players, but they gave him a chance of feeling that kid was striving. You know, he was confident, and I feel like IQ had that for us. So I feel like they should have gave him a chance before they go out there and spend $100 million on a.
What do you like about IQ? What's his strength to make you say that he has a shot as being an NBA point guard for the Knicks?
I like that he made a big effort in facilitating. That was like his big thing last year. He tried to facilitate more. I feel like it did mess up his shooting game a little bit because he wanted to. They're asking him to be, point guard. We got Alec Burks in there. You know what I mean? I love Burks, but I felt like he was a good off the bench type of player. Like how we had him like a microwave scorer. I feel like they asked too much of him being the starting point guard. The Knicks for all those games, maybe like 40 or more games.
Yeah.
But, I like how IQ just comes in. He don't hesitate to hit a shot. He could hit it off the dribble. Unexpected quick release shot, or he'll take it into the hole. But
okay.
I like how he's a facilitator. So that's why I feel like it would have worked with him being the point guard.
Okay.
So give him a chance.
Yeah, and this is the nail in the coffin, man. When we speak of Jalen Brunson, Knicks gave him $104 million over 4 years.
Yep.
They bringing his pops in as an assistant coach. You think this is the right move for the Knicks, man? Is Jalen Brunson worth that contract, man? Number one. Number two, will he be able to fit in Tom Thibodeau's system?
I feel like Brunson, he had a very good playoff run. I gotta wait and see if he's worth the $100 million because
$104
million.
104 at that form.
If I gotta see the details of the contract. There's a play option attached to that last year, and it seems it's a little bit better, but it could be go either way. I feel like he had a strong playoff. So
watching what you've seen from Brunson in the playoffs, when we speak of the postseason, what do you see in him that you wish that we could see in Emmanuel Quickley? What Brunson got Emmanuel Quickley doesn't have?
I guess he has more games where he could take over, even without a superstar like Luka. Brunson was less of a, how you say, he will heat up more. He can score. He'll give you 40, 20. He'll still pass. Sometimes IQ will get cold for a while, and then once you take away his shot, it's kind of like, what else is he gonna do? But that also goes back to the coach, because the coach had a short leash for the young players. They make one mistake, they out the game, and now he's throwing the veterans in there. So that's the only thing I'll say about Brunson that's different than IQ. He will definitely score, take over the game.
All right. Do you see the Knicks going to the postseason with Brunson?
I see them going to the postseason.
How far?
I don't see us making it past the first round with the team we have right now. But if we pick up some more pieces, I definitely feel like maybe we can grow RJ, see how RJ come back, because I know he's gonna come back even better than last year. So we'll see. But I don't think they're making it past the second round right now. There's a lot of tough teams in the East.
Right.
And we saw that when the fans came back and everything was different. Our Knicks played a little bit shaky, but hopefully with like a good point guard, solid point guard like Brunson, bringing Mitch back, RJ getting better, and starting Grimes or somebody else in that two guard position.
And one more player that the Knicks pick up, Trevor Kill.
Trevor Kill, that's the
big new signing, yeah.
Big man
for the draft.
Clippers. Oh, Trevor Kill, yes, from Kentucky. That was from Duke, I think.
Right. How you feel about him? You follow him?
Nah, I haven't really followed him like that, but I did see that he had a solid year at Duke. So I know he's gonna be a G League guy. He's not gonna have not that many minutes unless we have injuries on our squad right now. But in a few years if he keeps growing.
And speaking of the G League, McBride in the G League. You think he deserved to be there, man? Some say he could start as a point guard too.
Yeah, I think he could start too. That's what I'm saying. I was surprised that they went out to get a point guard when they got guards on the squad, but I guess they wanted a proven guard. You know what I mean? Somebody who could do. Even though I don't think Brunson is necessarily proven, but I feel like they saw enough of him in the playoffs that made them more attracted to him and gave him that $104 million.
All right, man. That's what it is, man. I want to thank you for coming on Real Talk with Nick, breaking down Knick Chronicles, y'all. As you can see, not a Knick cat, but it is New York, baby.
Yeah.
All right, and we out. Peace.